55 presentations and 61
That's going to be here, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just introduce those tonight. This is one we're actually. Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, it's 7:30. We'll go ahead and start the October 22nd, 2020 special council meeting. Start out with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Overview roll call. We'll change a little bit. Introduce Marissa Skaggs down here on the left. Marissa's been on board approximately 48 hours. She's very well informed of what's going on. And I just want to welcome her. And we'll go from there. But appreciate it. Thank you. Roll call, Willie, please.
Our newest member, Marissa Skaggs.
Here.
Steve Denny. Here. Robert Jones.
I'm here.
Shane Davis. Here. Jet Babb.
Here. We have a quorum. We'll move on. New business. Ordinance 20-20, which is the ordinance to establish a moratorium on amendments to the zoning map that proposed more intense land use and residential primary plat petitions creating more than 3 lots. Jeff, I'm going to turn it over like we've done, if you don't mind.
Sure, no, I don't mind at all. And first off, for the council's information, this was voted at their 7 o'clock meeting this evening by the Plan Commission to give this ordinance a favorable recommendation. Ultimately, this is up to you if whether or not you want this to become an ordinance of the town. It does affect the zoning code. And as you can read in the ordinance itself, it would create a 180-day moratorium on residential primary plat petitions, which would result in the creation of 3 or more lots and petitions for zoning map amendments. And as the ordinance suggests, and this is certainly no fault of theirs, but the planning department is behind due to just a series of things that happened to slow down the efficiency of the town. COVID, the tornado, the town manager vacancy. And so we've had both Rachel and Kayla wearing a lot of hats during that time, a lot of distraction. And right now the Unified Development Code is significantly behind. And so what has been suggested and recommended unanimously by the Plan Commission was, let's hit pause for 6 months on this new development. Let our staff catch up and or get the new development code in place, because another reason to do this is there is significant concern among staff that the development code is outdated in some regards. And so we don't want to necessarily invite and have to rule on petitions that are based on an older code. So this is an idea to hopefully be a pressure valve from all the things that have built up at the planning department and give everybody a chance to catch up and have the new Unified Development Code in place so future development can be in line with what 2020 and 2021 Pendleton wants to see.
Any comments from the council?
Have we any discussion? I'm sure we have because it's a planning commission meeting, but any feedback at all from the Federal Business Association? Or I don't know if it's having an effect on business, but I would think they'd want to be aware of where we are on this, and they may have some questions regarding that. Can't speak for them, but I don't know if we reached out to them or not.
How's it going? the plots, 3 plots gonna affect downtown business?
Well, I don't know it would, but it's business community at large. I don't know that it would. If they have any questions regarding that. We're moving pretty quick on this. This has a planning commission meeting tonight, and we're acting on it now. Can't speak for them obviously, but if they had any concerns, have the opportunity to reach out.
Other than the public notice for the statute, I'm not aware of any additional programs that we've reached out to the business community. Councilman, do you hear anything, Rachel, from them?
I have not heard anything. Steve, has it been talked about with that group at all? No? Okay.
Anyone that you're working with, time being, they're notified about this.
That's another thing that is in this ordinance. If you have something in the pipeline, be it petition has been filed, or you can show that you have spent money toward getting ready to file a petition, the moratorium would not apply to that work that was done prior to the date this was passed. So if you had everything ready to go for a petition tomorrow and you've hired the engineer, you've hired the surveyor, we'd still take that under this moratorium.
Sure. And I think if anyone's got a project that size, they've been planning for over a year anyway.
No, I don't think.
Exactly. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Any public comments or questions?
Yeah, so once again, I would say that the recommendation by the Planning Commission is probably void as they're not properly constituted. And I do think that it is a problem when you put a squash on development that is occurring, whether you know it or not. This meeting happened extremely quickly after the last meeting of the Planning Commission and the Town Council. And given COVID, the election, and other things that are going on, I don't think the business community actually, a lot of them know exactly what you're intending to do this evening. So that would be my objection. I represent a development company that owns property on the west side of Pendleton.
I
Comment to that again.
I won't address the business community comment, but I would state that I'm confident that our plan commission is properly constituted.
Any other comments?
Disagree with the intent. I think it's good to totally understand and get up to speed, totally understand that. And we've had tornado last year, we got COVID this year, so it's one thing after another. I think you do look at something like this. I think it's important we don't rush it. I don't see a building burning down, but we have to, the Planning Commission just did 20 minutes ago, and we're looking at it now. I think it's I don't know how much attention the public pays to notice in the social media and the windows of what's going on, but for them to have an opportunity to speak up to our concern. I'm in support of the discussion, but would like to see if there's get a little time here for people to weigh in if they do have a concern. I think your comment in the back, I think that's a valid concern in my view that let's not rush this thing. I don't see the element of rush. I do think it's important to do, but I don't see an element of rush.
We have what, 900 homes coming in here within the next 5 years, correct? Or so. Through, I mean, it's already in the works. We already have approval for, correct?
Go ahead. Yeah, we'll have Kayla speak to that. She can give some more details.
This ordinance and moratorium very purposefully does not address secondary or final plats. So any valid primary plat that is currently in play in the town of Pendleton, which includes Harriet Glen, Kendall Point, which I believe actually they both just passed their final secondary plats. Hunsinger Farm is another major one. Those are all primary plats that may pass their secondary plats without any further delay. So we're not looking at the secondary plat process at all. If you've already come through and got your primary plat passed through the Plan Commission, you may come back, present us with your secondary plat petition, which usually contains a portion of that original larger primary plat and is generally a technical construction review. And by all means, let's go ahead and get that part finished up. A lot of that is just buttoning it up, looking at those construction documents, which oftentimes means sending it out to our consultants for review, and then getting it recorded once infrastructure is in. So we're not shutting down the process of construction in Pendleton by any means, just as we will also still be issuing building permits for new single-family homes. Last month and this month, we issued already 28 permits between September and October. And I'll tell you, that is the busiest month I've seen since I've been here. So I'm afraid it's not going to slow down. But we need to definitely prepare for it and take a minute to get our act together before the real work is. Hope that helps answer some questions. We're definitely not shutting it down all very quickly or hard, I guess. We're just trying to stop some newer projects from coming through the gates just yet.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Just a question. If we were to wait on this, could we then vote on it on November 12th at the next meeting?
So we would be doing a first reading tonight,
Right.
and then you could then do a second reading tonight if you wanted to, or we could do the second reading at the next meeting.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a suggestion, sitting there, that we do the first reading tonight, like Rachel said, what Kayla said, do the first reading. It gives everybody sitting here the opportunity. That's the whole idea of 2 readings on ordinances that may have a magnitude that we haven't seen yet. I don't think so in this case, but that's not up to me personally. So I'm making a recommendation. I'd like to have a motion in a second for the first reading only for 20-20, ordinance 20-20.
I'll make a motion for the first reading for 2020.
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Voice vote, please.
Okay. Shane Davis,
Aye.
Robert Jones,
Aye.
Steve Denny,
Aye.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Chet Bab.
Aye. Motion is carried for the first reading, ordinance 20-20. I guess I gotta ask, ordinance 20-22.
Ordinance 20-22 was a suggestion by our town manager based on his conversation with NDOT, and he'll get with the council more later, but he asked me to examine an ordinance that would ban semi-truck traffic on Madison Avenue. After reviewing the current ordinances, I believe that's already in place. And so I don't believe that's necessary.
I'm going to table 20-22 and I'll get.
Yeah. I don't believe you're going to need any, I don't believe you'll need that ordinance. And if you already have, trucks are already banned, they're defined in your ordinances and they're banned on all the state highways within the town limits with exceptions of local deliveries and things of that nature. So I don't think you need an additional ordinance on that. I had that put in there just as a placeholder while we researched it.
Madison Avenue is not state.
Right, and so it would be banned, yep.
Same thing with the next new business 20-23 ordinance prohibiting semi-trucks left turn from northbound State Road 36 onto Madison Avenue. That's another one that I'm gonna say we table tonight because lack of information as far as I'm concerned. And Jeff and I will get with Scott and discuss it. There's not enough information for me to talk about it.
Chet, since this one was presented, it'd be appropriate to ask for a motion to second and a vote to table if you'd like.
I'll make a motion to table 20-23 on further investigation and information.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion, second, roll call.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Steve Denny,
Aye.
Robert Jones,
Aye.
Shane Davis,
Aye.
Chet Bab.
Aye. Motion carried for the table.
Do we need to do the same thing for 2024?
Yes.
Or 20, we did 2022. Do we need to do 2023 or?
No, we just did 23.
2022 wasn't actually presented in the,
Okay.
that one was not needed, yeah.
Okay.
2024 is in front of you.
Right.
2024 is what?
Is in front of you, it's the repayment policy consideration. Yeah, that was, if you remember at your regular meeting, that was that was thrown at you about 5:30 that night. And you said, could we at least have a few minutes to read it? So it's back on your agenda here this evening.
Well, this is where we're gonna borrow money.
No,
No,
No, I'm sorry.
That's a different, this is the one in which
recoup
our costs for engineering and other professional services to review construction plans.
when we have our primary plats that come in and our secondaries, whenever we have to call our engineering firm in to look at the drainage report or the traffic study or anything else, we would like to get recouped for those costs.
Each classification and hourly rate, so forth, correct?
On that one, we usually get a bill from Banning, who's our engineer right now, and that's the bill that we'd like to pass forward to the developer. And then as staff, there could be staff time that gets billed for as well.
Questions or comments from council?
We have to read twice, so we can suspend the rules for this one, right?
You can pass it once and then you can vote again to suspend the rules to read it and pass it the first night it's been introduced. That requires unanimous consent to proceed.
Rachel, one question. I understand the banning part, passing that over. Did you say also our people?
I think that was Scott's intent with it.
Yeah.
So
There's a separate ordinance for that and I believe we might have passed that already.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Set the fees.
okay.
Okay.
So then this one would
This
surely
would
just be for
strictly
anyone that we
into
hire,
professional
then
services.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to break it down that way
Mhm.
because of the, okay. Any questions from the public?
We kind of complement each other. Both of
Yes.
those.
Yeah. It's on both sides.
Yeah.
Which is a smart thing to do. We haven't done for years and years.
This is both the engineering and the actual work that we could pass the charge on.
Any professional services.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Can I have a motion to accept ordinance 20-24?
So move.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Willie?
Steve Denny,
Aye.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Robert Jones,
Aye.
Shane Davis,
Aye.
Chet Bab.
Aye.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules for second reading.
Second.
I can't write this fast.
We'll slow down.
Okay, we've got a motion to suspend the rules to have a second reading on ordinance 20-24. Willie?
Steve Denny,
Aye.
Robert Jones,
Aye.
Shane Davis,
Aye.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Chet Bab.
Aye. Okay, we have motions carried. So at this point, we'll have a second reading on ordinance 20-24. Need a motion and a second.
Make a motion to approve on second reading, ordinance 2024.
Second.
Willie?
Shane Davis,
Aye.
Robert Jones,
Aye.
Steve Denny,
Aye.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Chet Bab.
Aye. Motion carried. Ordinance 2024 passes. Okay, appointment to the BZA.
We had a resignation from the BZA, and I cannot think for the life of me the gentleman's name.
Mike Romack.
Mike Romack resigned from the BZA. No hard feelings or anything like that, but we do therefore have a opening on the BZA, and obviously it is a council appointment, and
It's council president appointment to BZA.
is it
Yes.
council president appointment to the BZA?
Let me double check,
All right.
but I'm almost certain.
Sorry.
Nope, I apologize too.
You can go into the budget if you want, Chet. We could circle back.
And we'll go on to the old business, which is ordinance 20-21, adoption of the 2021 budget. This will be the second reading on the 2021 budget.
Yes.
All of us have a chance to go through, read through it. Quiz Linda extensively. And Karen also, a lot of questions and not really concerns. We talked about this last meeting, but does any of the council members have comments or questions on anything?
I think they're gonna did allow for one of our four, the state did allow about 4.5% bump in the levy, is that correct? 4.2. I think I got it, but it's good. We had discussion about trying to raise money to acquire additional police officers. The challenges we all know, but to get the state typically will allow some kind of increase 1 year, the next under levy. It's kind of like a budget creep, for lack of better words. The health insurance was about 5%. The related costs to go up. It's hard to set aside, max out the levy as well. It's hard to have set aside the kind of money you need to pay the new salary position as totally not too high. Such inflation.
Which has to be a reoccurring number. Can't be
Right.
money we got, the money we think we got coming in. We're not going to spend money we don't have. It's got to be reoccurring. Once we do add a police officer, it's going to be there every year. So a lot of hard work went in on this to find the money. I can't say we found all of it yet, but we haven't given up. Goes back to what I've said before. Reiterating what Bob's saying. Until we have the money, we're not going to add people. We're not going to do it. So that's where we're at right now. We may come back after the first of the year and look at budget dollars and where we're at and make a determination of it as a group and what we're going to do there.
No, it's fine. It's challenge to get the budget people, like a better word, but the state allows for the next step. We require significant dollars to create a new position. The growth should get such valuations going to go up to that with the state growth. You still have a budget to have to need other things as well. So just comment. I know we're looking at how we can make that happen.
It's tough. I've tried it for 6 years now.
Yeah, it's right.
We'll get there. Any other comments on the 2021 budget, second reading? A lot of numbers. I know I've looked at. And Willie and I and Linda, we talked a lot about this. I'm okay with it, especially with the change that we're making. I say a change. How we're going to do the raises for the town employees will be based on evaluations, not across the board raises where everybody gets the same. My 11 years, this is my 11th budget to vote on. I've never voted yes on a budget. And I catch hell over that. It's always about the raises. I don't believe in across the board. So we're changing that, and Scott's working on that. Will is working on it. Chief's working on it. The Parks Board's working on it. Where everybody's on the same evaluations. Any other comments?
With the budget adoption, if we approve that, would allow for the raise, but does not authorize that at this point in time, just the budget that would allow for it. If we will do that as a separate on salary.
Salary, that's salary more than the
But
salary.
it would allow for an increase.
But the money we've allotted into the budget, correct, Linda? You correct me if I'm wrong, I've pushed on this, but the money is in this budget, but we're handling the money differently as far as how we give the, we'll call it not bonuses, raises. That answer your question?
Yeah, I don't think that last thing I did was on staff evaluation, which I agree with you. I think it's something we get, because that works fair and get it equitable. I think it should probably be applicable for what calendar year 22, because staff now would think, wait a minute, I didn't know I was being evaluated yet. So to do it for like 21, I think that might not be the most fair to them, because it's not aware of, if I was an employee, I think it's great to do evaluations of what am I being evaluated on. So we need time to look at that, digest that, understand that, and see if it's applicable. And I think it would be, I agree with you totally, do it. I think it should be probably kick that in gear for 22 calendar budget year, not 21, so staff have a chance to see what the process is going to be and understand it and get on board with it.
I disagree.
When we talked about the last meeting,
We talked about, I remember Rachel made a comment.
Yes.
was just doing it general this year and then having
General.
something set next year for 2022.
Yeah.
As an actual having goals established per individual.
Yeah. And I think it'd be good. I think it just, for it really to be fair and to be, and really work well, I think it would. I think you really fine tune looking for 22.
Yeah, this is just to get it
The
going,
general
just to
is-
start it, get the
Without a
process
question.
rolling.
So good with that.
Any other comments, questions? Motion.
Make a motion to adopt the 2021 budget.
Let's look at that.
Billy, please.
Bob Jones,
Aye.
Shane Davis,
Aye.
Steve Denny.
Aye.
Marissa Skaggs,
Aye.
Jeff Babb.
Aye. Motion. Ordinance 20-21 is adopted. That's approved. Is there any other public comments? Anything online? Okay. Next meeting is November the 12th. Which way? I have a motion to adjourn. So be it. Motion carried. Thank you.